Hey, welcome back, Fuzzy Dice fans, fiends, and everybody in between. Darren here for Fuzzy Dice Motors. And yes, I am finally over here. The Tulsa Mecum Auction 2024. I'm going to show some B-roll. I'm going to go watch the auction. Going to video some of the auction. Super excited. This is my absolute favorite place in the world is the Mecum Auction. I'm wearing my Mecum shirt and my Mecum hat. And I'm ready to see some cars, and I'm going to show them to you too. And good timing, one just cranked up. Let's get started here. Why not start off with a Pontiac? Because you know I'm the big Pontiac guy here. I love them. 1962 Grand Prix, the first year for the Grand Prix. Got some beautiful egg lug wheels, white walls. Looks like someone's put dual fours on here. Looks like we have power steering, power brakes. We don't have AC. This one originally came with a 389. I don't know what's in it right now. I can hear Jimmy Landis, the lead auctioneer, here down below. The auction's down below. This is 2 stories. Hold the camera a little bit more steady. Love the tail lights. That gauge down there on the console, if you can see it, is a vacuum manifold pressure gauge, and it's not a tachometer. Looks like it has the 2-speed Slim Jim transmission. There's also a Power Glide transmission. So this may be the Power Glide. I'm not for sure what the difference is between the Slim Jim and the Power Glide. But every car here has this information sheet on it. It tells you the run number. This is a Saturday car. It's Friday, bid F. And it actually does, in fact, tell us that this actually is the 389, I believe. Let's see. There you go. 39. So someone just managed to, what looks to me like they put 2 4s on there. This would get down the road pretty well, guys. All right, we got lots of cars to see, so moving on. So the great thing about Mecum auctions is there's something for everybody: old, new, big, short, fat, small. They got them all here. 2016 AMG GTS. Got ourselves a 4-liter twin turbo, 503 horsepower before the Rentec modifications. If you know anything about a Mercedes, if you see the word Rentec, they take your regular Mercedes. Of course, it's far from being regular, and Rentec does incredible things. God, just over the top, amazing things. The window is down so we can get a quick peek. Oh wow, it still smells new. I'd imagine that is real carbon fiber, not just a sticker. There we go, Rentec. There we go. Looks like it's putting out 714 horsepower. So if that's not enough horsepower for you, I'm not sure what to tell you. Moving on, we got a lot to see and a short time to see it in. I got to pick and choose wisely, folks. A 1967 Sunbeam Tiger. Now, this is like, these are like a poor man's Cobra. And yes, Carroll Shelby was involved. This is a Sunbeam Alpine, another little British car where they would take at first a 260 V8, then they upped it to a 289 V8, and they put it in these little tiny British Sunbeam Alpine cars. And if you've ever seen the old 1960 TV show Get Smart, this is what he drove in a few of the seasons. His was red, and these are very highly sought after. They are rare, and they are very, very expensive. Dennis Collins recently had one on his Channel Coffee Walk. This is a 67, so it should have a 289 in it. Yes, it does. This is one of 586 made in 67, which I believe this was the last year of the Tiger. I think it was Chrysler or someone who acquired the company, and they didn't want the competition, so they simply just stopped making them. They just closed it down, which is a huge, huge shame. Love the Panasport style wheels. Got an alarm going off. Yeah. Man, this little car would be a handful. All right, moving on. 1960 Pontiac Ventura. And are you sensing a Pontiac bias? Well, you should, because, yeah, if you ever watch any of my videos, I'm a Pontiac fanatic. And the Grand Prix I just showed you and stuff like this, and of course the GTOs and the Firebirds, this is why I have a huge Pontiac bias. This is just gorgeous. Look at this. We have a 39 tri-power. You got your power steering, you got your power brakes. Looks like we have a Pontiac Indian head inside on the dash. Zoom in on that. Nice Ventura coupe. You notice this car is so huge. Just this is a 389, and there is still so much room to work around in there. It's just crazy. Let's go ahead. Of course, folks, this is what people talk about when they say the word hard top. This back window cranks down, and when it cranks down, this does not stay here. This goes down, so all this is open. If someone said it was a post, then this big beam here would stay here, and the glass would roll down, but the beam would stay up here. And that may be lighter, and it was great for the drag racers, but it wasn't as pretty as the actual hardtop. Of course, Pontiac with the tri-colored seats. Don't know if it comes out on camera, but it has black, white, and silver. We'll go ahead and go back here to the back. It's a long car. It might take me a while. Oh, wow. Man, that is a wide, long car. And it's just gorgeous. I'm definitely not the best YouTuber out there, but I'm probably the only one here at the Tulsa Mecum auction. So there. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be an appropriate Mecum auction video without getting a Cobra replica in here. And man, I don't know if the camera is doing the paint justice. This is just beautiful. I'm loving those side pipes, the wheels. Well, okay, just everything about it. I mean, how can you not like a red and white Cobra? We got the little trunk open to see what's in here besides the car cover. Yeah, you know, if I was the Corvette's GM, I'd have been a little bit ashamed. As in, you know, from '63, they got rid of the trunk. There was no trunk. There was no hatchback. There was a little cubby hole behind your seats, which was completely useless. There was no reason they could not have made those have trunks because the '62 Corvette had the same back end as the '63, and they had trunks, so they could have done it, but they didn't. And yet, a Cobra has a trunk. I don't know if this is a Factory 5 or a Superformance or one of the other companies. And I know my photography here is lacking. I'm not doing a good job. I'm too distracted by all the amazing cars. All right, moving on. And as you see, I'm not doing all Pontiacs. I'm trying to get something for everybody. But yes, I do have a bias towards Pontiacs. Yeah, guys and gals and folks and Ewans, there is something here for everyone. 1959 Oldsmobile, and it is a lowrider. And there's a lot going on. I'll try to get everything that's going on with this car in the video. First thing you see is the tri-power there. Oldsmobile rocket on the valve cover. It is a power steering car. We got side pipes. I'm going to go ahead. Well, we also have the dual spotlights, which was a huge thing back in the 50s. That was a cool thing to do, is have the dual chrome spotlights. We got flames on the hood. You got flames on the top. Go ahead and get you guys in here so you can see. Look at this, the glove box is signed by George Barris. Oh, wow. Gene Winfield. Okay, let's get in here and look at these custom seats. My gosh. And look at the steering wheel. What's interesting is my aunt, she actually had a 1959 Olds Super 88. It was a four-door. This is a two-door. It was red and white. And before she passed away, she sold it to my uncle, and my uncle then gave it to his son, my cousin, and the car is still in the family. It is restored, and it is gorgeous. There is so much going on down here on our fender skirts. We got misbehaving. There is so much going on here with these cars. I'm going to have to make several different videos. I know nobody wants to hear me ramble on for 2 or 3 hours. So I'm going to try to keep these videos to about 15, 20 minutes apiece. Moving on. This one here is for the folks who are into the old hot rods. By looking at that back window, I'm just going to throw a guess out here and say it's a 1940 Ford. I don't know, but we will go find out together. Isn't that nice? Oh, looky there. It's a 40 Ford. I was correct. I win. What do I win? Hopefully your admiration. And maybe a few more subscribers. And maybe a thumbs up. Maybe a few comments. Who knows? Custom seats. Got some aftermarket AC in there for days like today. It is hot today, guys. When I got in here today, it was about 91 degrees. And you don't have to go far to see your next car or a truck. Especially for the truck people. Here we go. Here's a truck. It's a Chevy. Got some what looks like, you know, torque thrust. I don't know if they are, but that's what it looks like. Black ones. I hate black wheels. This is a manual. Is this a, this says Tahoe on the glove box there. Let's see what this is. I see 2 4s under there. That's interesting. Yeah, honestly, guys, I'm not a truck person, so I don't know really what this is. So we're gonna go find out. Okay, this is This is an '83 S10 pickup, and it just says V8. Someone has managed to stick a V8 with 2 4s under the hood. Well, this is definitely going to be one of the fastest vehicles here, most likely. All right, moving on. All right, you Mopar folks, I didn't leave you out. Here we have some Mopar royalty. Why do I say royalty? It's a 1970 Challenger RT with, yes, the 426 Hemi in it. And there we go. This is going to have a very ugly price tag attached to this vehicle. You're not going to be getting this for $2,500. I'm sorry, I couldn't even say it without laughing. Something is running, and it sounds great. I almost fell. I'm staggering around. Man, something sounds angry and hefty. And there's that amazing pistol grip shifter, the real style. There it is. Around 425 horsepower. In 1970, this would have been one hell of a street screaming monster. It would have been hard to keep up with. And keeping with the Pontiac theme, yes, 1967 GTO. I can't help it. I just love what I love. No excuses. Yeah, this one we're going in. I'll tell you why we're going to go in. This has the Hurst dual gate shifter, also known as the his and hers shifter. For those of you who do not know what that is, it has 2 shift gates. One where the car shifts manually, and you slide this over here, and then you can shift the car manually. So the idea was he shifts it manually, and hers, she just lets the car do its thing. I know in the past I show some of these cars and I don't give you any information, and I keep forgetting that not everybody is a car fanatic, and they actually would appreciate learning some stuff about these old classic cars. And just like Craig does from Flying Wheels, he tries to give you a little bit of information. And if you know already, then you can just put your fingers in your ear or hit the mute button so you don't have to hear me ramble on. But some people might not know these things. And again, with this, we got ourselves power brakes, got ourselves power steering, the 404 barrel, and 66 was the last year for the 389 and the tri-power option. In 1967, like this one here, they upgraded to a 400 and a large 4-barrel. For those of you who do not know, this has the really cool red line tires, which a lot of the cars back then had. And unlike previous years, they moved the 6.5 liter crest from the fender down to the lower rocker panel. Take another quick look. Got the rally gauge pack. Beautiful cars. GTOs are just about my favorite cars ever made, especially the ones with the stacked headlights like this one here. All right, another Ford, 1970 Ford Mach 1 Mustang 351. Drop dead gorgeous. Looks like we have multiple carburetors fueling our 351. Yes, sir. Just gorgeous. Try to back up here so you guys get a good look. Got the 69 Mach 1. These tail lights would have protruded. These here, they are recessed. And also the 69 Mach 1, the front end would be a little different with the headlight treatments. We'll go up there real quick. I think those are called Magnum 500 wheels. Don't quote me on that. I don't know everything. Okay, for 1970, we went from quad headlights to two headlights. 69, we would have had, instead of those fog lights there, you'd had two extra headlights. Sitting over here is a nice Z06 Corvette. I got there are just hundreds and hundreds of cars here, and I'm gonna do my best. And it's always good to get one while they're moving. All right, guys, how about a Land Cruiser? I'm trying to appeal to everyone, all sensibilities. I'll try to curb my Pontiac biases for just a little bit and show you a Land Cruiser. Now this is being sold at no reserve, and if you've never been to an auction, no reserve means this goes to the highest bidder. And whether that's $50 or $500,000, this vehicle will sell, and before it leaves this building, it will have a new owner. So we're going to go ahead. This is a 1982. There it is. You know, there we go. Zoom out a little bit. One of these days I'll get the handle on making videos. As you can see, this thing is it is fully restored. It is looking good. Inside, outside, USA. Yeah, I couldn't help that. And yeah, I'm showing my age. No one watching this, unless you're my age, knows what that is. And just like that, we're back to Pontiacs. Yes, because we have a Montero Red 1965 GTO, no reserve, with the tri-power, has the beautiful rally wheels, has the red line tires. This is just one of my all-time. I actually had a 65 GTO. This has the good stuff. The white ball Hurst shifter has the wood grain steering wheel. It has a console, but the console I don't believe should be wood grain. It should be like an aluminum. So that might be out of a 67. I see AC vents. Wow. This actually, I guess, is an AC car. Mine, unfortunately, was not an AC car. Got the robin egg blue, which is factory correct. I do not see any AC components. Looks like stuff has been blocked off. If it was my car, I'd get the AC components put back on there regardless of what I had to do. Sell one of the kids or something, because I'm getting old and the heat just kicks my butt. Like I was saying, when I left, or when I got here parked today, it was already 91 degrees, and it's later now. The Montero Red. Black interior. Mine was red interior, which was called metallic red, is what it was called back then. I'm going to show you the very special tail lights for $65. It also has the exhaust splitters down there, which is a factory option, which I had it on mine. Love the back end. So clean. Okay. Again, we'll take another reprieve from the Pontiacs, and we'll show you something else. All right, something a little bit more exotic than a Pontiac, a 2005 Bentley Continental GT. And one reason why I'm showing this is, well, not only is it gorgeous, but I got something to show you. This car, as it already went through the auction, this is the bid goes on, which means it did not meet the reserve. But it shows you right here, the high bid for this Bentley was $30,000. That was the high bid. That was the highest amount that the people down there bidding was going to pay for this car. Look at this interior. My gosh. They may be problematic, but they certainly know how to do an interior. I'm going to try to back up here, guys. Guys, gals, folks, yous, all that stuff. I'm so distracted and having a hard time doing my video. And okay, there we go. And with that, I guess I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, folks. Please like, comment, subscribe. Do what you feel like doing today. Stay tuned for part 2. So I'm going to try to break these up. I know there's no way anybody, like I said, nobody wants to hear me ramble on for a freaking hour and a half, 2 hours. So stay tuned for part 2. As always, folks, it's better cars, best prices, it's fuzzy dice or no dice.